Oh yeah, kick back with me. You can't see, but my legs are like kicked up over here because we're going to watch a video together. This is Tara Palmieri. She's, I believe, a Democrat here on YouTube, and she scored this interview with John Fetterman. I'm going to leave the link to her YouTube channel down in the description. Democrats in the audience, you can go look, but I'm going to do my commentary in this video because Fetterman ends up blowing my mind again. Let's go.
A lot of this came together because your staff noticed that I was being attacked on Blue Sky, which is basically the left's answer to X. It's basically become its own cesspool in its own way, like X, for merely reporting.
Well, of course. Of course, they're getting attacked. By the way, so those of you who haven't been on Blue Sky, don't. I call it Blue Ski. It's all the liberals. And so all the liberals went over there when they had their tantrum over Trump. And as she said, it's become a cesspool. And she's a user over there. And she gets attacked for supporting Fetterman.
Yeah.
In my experience, it might even more severe kinds of cesspool.
I know it can be really intense. And this was just for merely reporting that some people in your party see you as a potential counterpunch to Trump or an antidote. And, some people think you offer a different kind of masculinity that appeals to Gen Z in a way that more sanctimonious Democrats can't. And,
I'm going to comment on that because this Tara Palmieri, she's pretty wise, kind of cute too. She's wise in that one of the big appeals to John Fetterman is that he's a great big slob. Look at this Frankensteinian slob wearing his sweats. Remember that big outrage over him? Well, these are masculine qualities that you don't actually find widespread in public in the Democrat Party. And now he goes from being like this stroke victim. He can barely talk and think. And yet now he's being seen as legit leadership in the Democrat Party going forward as even a possible presidential candidate one day, because he's the only one that has any form of masculinity going on.
You went on Joe Rogan and you're sort of unpredictable in the same way that Trump is. You sound and look like a regular person. You don't talk in the press release speak. You kind of remind me of people that I grew up with. A lot of people thought, maybe you could bring that fight against Trump for Congress, and you could do it in a way that would attract the middle, the people that the Democrats lost in the last election, the center left. But obviously a lot of the hate from the left comes from the fact that, well, not only did you vote for Pam Bondi for Attorney General, you were the lone Democrat to do that.
Can I just describe why?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sure. Well, it's like she would not be my choice. She would not be my attorney general, but it's a different situation. Like, I'm not the president, and that's the way democracy works. And another thing's true is that she is qualified. She was the attorney general of the third largest state in the nation, and she was a DA for 17, 18 years. So in terms of qualifications, she absolutely was a serious person, and in her politics and of those issues that I wouldn't agree with those things.
And I'm also going to talk about John Fetterman's qualifications here. He just now went up as he describes that he went for her because of her qualifications. Notice this is to the Democrat party that claims to be pro-women. And they're like, we're not going to help this woman. He's going, look, her qualifications are there. Now, John Fetterman is unique in my view among Democrats. For all the ones that are voting Trump's appointees, the fact that he had the balls, and I mean that, masculine balls, to vote for Pam Bondi and be the only one to stand out against his party is a huge credit to John Fetterman. I have all kinds of problems with the guy's politics, right? We disagree on almost everything. I've got nothing but respect for this guy going against the grain. That is a masculine quality, to take a stand for your values, and he lays it out here. And then he's getting lots of flack from the Democrats for doing his own thing his way. What happened to be different and them celebrating? How about diversity of opinion? He has a diversity of opinion.
So if everything is a no, or everything is a freak out, or you refuse or you demand purity in every interaction, then you're never going to get anything done. and then you reflect the truth on the way our nation is, and definitely the way my state is, and ignore what happened a couple months ago in the election. So
when did John Fetterman suddenly become like this wise, sage Ben Kenobi genius? He's got that hood on. Very Ben Kenobi.
There's some people that are going to vote for no, and there's some people I have voted for yes, just like Vaught. I literally just voted no on the cloture maybe 10, 15 minutes ago on the floor.
RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel, do you think you'll vote to confirm them?
No, I mean, it's like they've all been incredibly difficult conversations for sure. And I've engaged with all three of them, and I've just treated them with respect. And I've had questions with them, and I'm just listening to all of those kinds of the hearings and those things. But I don't think there's anything left to gain to just dump on people or to try to shame them or to do that thing. If shaming and the kind of the scolding kinds of thing, if that was effective, I think that we would be able to pick those choices instead of having somebody else make our picks.
I have a feeling about John Fetterman. I have a feeling that the rest of the Democrat Party is going to completely emulate. They're going to hoist themselves on their own petard and just go into the dirt. And one of the last Democrats standing that has any kind of a career, future, or credibility is going to be John Fetterman. That's my prediction.
So that's an ongoing dialogue. And
so you haven't made up your mind yet on those three?
Because he's not a psycho, he actually scares me. He's a Democrat that scares me because he's not psycho. All other Democrats, we can just kick back and just wait for them to self-destruct. But this guy, he's got a future.
I think I have. Yes.
Is it a yes or a no?
Yeah. My inclination would be no's.
Another reason that the left is so suspicious of you is because of your unwavering support of Israel. And
why would the left be upset that the left is supposed to be, the Democrats are supposed to be a pro-Jewish party. And this is my message to Jews. Why in the world do you keep voting Democrat when she's saying the left is angry at Fetterman? He's not a Jew. They're angry at him for supporting Israel, for saying Israel are the good guys between Israel and Hamas and the left, and then Jews will vote. I just think it's funny. And I get it that people don't, just because someone's a Christian, they're not going to always vote for Republicans. There's going to be tons of them that vote for Democrats. I get it. But it's just weird to me. It's a huge statement that he comes out for Israel and supports Israel. Ton of his party just jump him and go nuts on him. I'm only saying the Democrat brand, there's no way in hey you can say that they're a pro-Israel or pro-Jewish party.
Speaking of Israel, what do you think of Donald Trump's proposal that the U.S. occupy Gaza?
Yeah. I mean, I described it as provocative, and it is provocative, but I don't think that that's really in an actual serious kind of a way. But what I think it was more to kind of shake things up and to get to start a very more honest conversation of Gaza. And now
notice how this is not a reactionary response coming from Fetterman on that Gaza statement. Trump said, we'll own Gaza, we'll take ownership of it. Which Trump probably I think he just envisions, he's a builder. I envision him seeing, because, right now it's just rubble, like nothing can exist there. I see him clearing it out and building hotels on it and turning it into a resort, better or worse. That at least by taking it away from Hamas, the Palestinians, and Israel and saying, you guys, you have not been able to figure something out in your entire life. So we'll take it from here and force you need a new adult in the room to take it over is all. And that's and then he would hand it back to him. There'd probably be freedom and prosperity, probably like a Dubai type place.
90% of the housing has been destroyed or severely damaged. And where are you going to live? What are folks going to do? There's no utilities. There's no water. There's no kinds of structures.
So just even talking about water and utility, he knows how to govern better than Gavin Newsom, better than these Democrats that cannot, or Pete Buttigieg, that can't lead or do anything. He's kind of blue collar. I kind of like this guy.
Where are they going to go? Where are they going to live? How are they going to do that in a hygienic kind of a way? And how are you going to rebuild it, especially when Hamas is still allowed to function too? Where's the money going to come from, and who's going to be doing all the building and do all that work? I mean, that's a gigantic kinds of undertaking, and now no one's been honest about it. So from right now, it's like that's starting to have that conversation. And that's what I've always been maintaining. All of the experts on the Middle East throughout all this were wrong. And for me, my top priority in that region is destroying Iran's nuclear facilities.
Fetterman worries me because he might actually be able to reconstruct the Democrat Party, and I want them destroyed forever. I want them out of politics. I want them to have zero influence. It's guys like Fetterman that could really bring a lot of credibility back, and that's why I'm putting him on this show and warning you guys, keep an eye on this guy, because Fetterman, it's not fake credibility. He's real. I'm Doug in exile. What do you guys think? Is Fetterman the future of the Democrat Party?